Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Royer Productions. Basically, what we do here, if this is your first time, we cover news articles on crypto, anything that might have to pertain to the markets and the new infrastructure of our system. Okay, without any further ado, let's get right into these articles I have for you guys today. So we have major levels to pay attention to: the 75 level, it's not exact here, and then the 80,000 level, okay, for Bitcoin. And this is why the 6 billion expiration countdown. Traders pile into 82,000 Bitcoin calls ahead of May 29. So we'll cover this in a minute, but basically these major levels are something to pay attention to, okay? Next on the list, Elon Musk SpaceX holds 1.45 billion worth of Bitcoin as firm looks to go public, okay? That's incredible news. You know, he might be alien. Moving on. Gold steadies above 4,530 as Middle East supply signs cool inflation fears. Okay, so we've always said here precious metals are very important. Okay, so we'll read this article and go through the details in a second. All right, it's all not hype. Okay, privacy and quantum resistant coins advance as Bitcoin marks time. Okay, so we'll talk about the quantum leap and all that stuff when it comes to the new financial sector in a minute. All right, don't call us just a Wi-Fi treasury company, says AI Financial. Basically, they hold a shit ton of Wi-Fi coin. So they're saying we're more than just that, okay? All right. And also something that I think is going to be very important to the future of everyone is the whole idea of owning your own content, okay? This isn't really an article. The last thing I'm going to throw in for today is this right here, where you own your own property, okay? All your digital footprint belongs to you. All right, all that coming up next. All right. Before we get into all this news, I just want to let you guys know I will be starting my Patreon where I go on my rants, you know, like I usually do. If you're new here and you don't know about that, go watch my other videos. But basically, I don't want my videos to be too long for YouTube. I want you guys to get the information. But on my Patreon, I'm only going to charge $1. So if you want to hear me rant and you want to talk to me and get to know me personally, then I will be over in the Patreon. I'll let you guys know when that does actually take off. But let's get into this fear and greed index really quick. It's sitting at 40. Total crypto market sitting at 2.5 trillion. All right, Bitcoin sitting at 76,000. We'll cover those levels in a second, like I said in earlier in the intro. Ethereum sitting at 2100, BNB sitting at 646, XRP sitting at 135. If you guys want to see the rest of these, pause. Again, if you're new here, this is Coin Market Cap. You guys can go here and check out the coins and look at all the analyticals and markets, where to buy them and everything like that here, okay? They also have, just go through the website yourself and look at it. Coin Market Cap, okay? So first article I have for you guys today is the 6 billion on expiration countdown. So traders pile into 82,000 Bitcoin calls ahead of May 29 expiry. So basically, as you guys see here on this chart, you have 75,000 here. These are puts, okay? Puts at this level, and then you have calls at this level. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I think they might manipulate the market to come down here and collect all this capital. All right, we might see it go up here and then go way up here, hit these levels and then drop back down, because basically at these levels, excuse me, a total of 80,000 contracts worth 6 billion. Okay, 6 billion. So think about that. You know what I mean? Don't over leverage in this market. Understand with the Clarity Act and what's going on that we're still at a pivotal moment, okay? So the manipulation is still real. Just be aware of that. Not financial advice. Always doing your own research. Remember, articles and description will be down below if you guys want to see it. Or if you want to skip to a part in the video, you can also click that, okay? Moving on. Elon Musk SpaceX holds 1.45 billion worth of Bitcoin as firm looks to go public. So this is huge. Keep your eyes out for this. But basically, a stockpile of over 18,000 would make SpaceX the 7th largest Bitcoin holder ahead of Bitcoin. I mean, sorry, of Coinbase. Too much Bitcoin talk for me. Ahead of Coinbase. But basically, SpaceX begins acquiring Bitcoin in 2021, around the same time Tesla's well-known 1.5 purchase. Though both firms have offloaded their stockpile over the years. So basically, you know, they took profit and whatnot. But basically, Form S1, it was filed with the U.S. and Exchange Commission. in preparation for its public listing, and I had to put all this information on there. But yeah, so they're worth a lot. And remember, SpaceX, you have to understand with crypto, these satellites and SpaceX, I think this was all planned, where it's like these satellites that he put up there, quote unquote, they actually help this new infrastructure do this whole exchange around the world through satellites, not really through computers or wires in the ocean or anything like that no more. It's through SpaceX and whatever China has going and Russia and the rest of the world have going, you know what I mean? So this is our major player, our alien, you know, he's from South Africa though, but I don't know how that works. Anyways, yeah, just pay attention to what's happening. They're gonna I think Solana might have something going on where it's gonna offer the token, but I'm not sure. Do your own research and make sure you find out where you can purchase this if you're interested. Okay, moving ahead to something more stable. All right, gold steadies above 4,530 as Middle East supply signs cool inflation fears. So basically right here, gold climbed back to 4,500 per ounce on Wednesday, halting a slide that had driven prices to a 2-month low of 4,490 prior session, as easing tensions in the Middle East offered investors a reason to reinvest and revisit their hawkish assumption about the path of U.S. monetary policy. So basically, yeah, like gold is always going, this has survived for 5,000 years, okay? All right? Currencies have died. If you guys don't know, I should do a video about that, but currencies has always died. So a lot of people not interested or aware of crypto or what's happening, we have to understand that our money, the US dollar, is one day going to disappear. The country itself might not, but the dollar will, in my opinion. Every major fiat has died, okay, over time. There's not one that's been around since the beginning of time. Okay, gold maybe, but other than that, it's not happening. Even Bitcoin, if we lose the internet, we're gonna lose all crypto, all of that's online. Hopefully they have some warehouses somewhere in a boom bunker or something. Anyways, boom bunker, sorry. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so it's not all hype. Privacy and quantum resistant coins advances Bitcoin marks time. So basically, I'm not gonna get too much into this because some people aren't aware of quantum computing. Like, it's hard to understand cryptography and how that works. So basically, the quantum computing is at, well, basically all other coins are at risk because of quantum computing. But as you guys can see here, major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana are they don't really get affected by this. And XRP always talks about how them building this system, they've quantum proofed it over time. All right, they built it with that in mind. Okay, so tokens are tied to perpetual futures derivative platforms led by Hyperliquid's Hype have surged on booming on-chain trading volume. So basically Hype, remember, if you guys want to know what a coin is, you guys can go here where it's Hype. I think it's at the top, but let me just do this for y'all, make it quicker. So this is it right here, Hyperliquid. Okay, it's sitting at $58, but this is this major surge it's talking about. Okay, but basically what they do is they offer privacy. Okay, so and that's the thing about it, like quantum computing is cool, but like people are going to be using quantum computing unless AI is using it in the future. But my point being is, when you have privacy, you can't be attacked. You get me? That's kind of how, you know, that book goes, where it talks about never warn the devil of your moves, just make your moves. So this is the same thing with this. Like, you, as a big business, you can't have everybody knowing everything, and that's the point of this. Like, yes, level playing field, but there are some privacy rights as a company, as an individual, and yada yada. Okay, moving on. I like this. I like this project a lot. Okay, all right. So don't just call us a WLFI Wi-Fi treasury company. Wi-Fi. I love calling it Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. Anyways, World Liberty Finance basically is tied to this group heavily because they hold AI Financial holds about, let me see, Okay, right here. AI financial's latest SEC filing show its financial profile is dominated by 7.28 billion World Liberty token, whose value has fallen sharply. So let's go to the charts really quick so we can see exactly what they're talking about. Let me change this for y'all. Go over here. Where they at? Basically here. So yeah, they hold a shit ton. So let's back up a little bit. Let's go back even more. That's too far. Forgot they're new. But basically, yeah, they probably bought in the very beginning and they're down a lot. You know, up here in the 17 cents. We're now sitting at 9 cents, 6 cents. You know what I mean? So it's one of them things where it's like they're actually known for their emphasis on broader fintech and digital payment operations. So this is the way. Okay, despite the operating crypto payments and OTC trading platform and pursuing expansions into tokenization and digital infrastructure. So they're more than just a company that holds a coin. Okay, so look into them. They're AI driven, and this is the first time that I really came around this. I've heard it before, but like really actually like seen a company that's doing it, but it's actually called AI-Fi. You have DeFi, you have AI-Fi. It's getting crazy. There's so many Fis. Okay. All right, moving on to the last thing. So this right here, I think when I first heard of Web3 years ago, bro, I told myself that instead of these platforms owning our data, we own our data and get paid for that. And this right here is exactly that. You have TikTok on the left side, Instagram in the middle, YouTube on the right. Pretty sure there's other platforms, but these are the big hitters, the big three. X should be up here too, I think. Yeah, I think X is up here. But basically, all these micro trends, all these viral things, this is called viral.fun. But I don't know too much about this. I just came across it for you guys. You know, I always like to look into new things and bring new things and have an eye opener for like the vision of the future of not just finance, but how finance and digital currency can actually help. So basically, as I said before, there's certain trends and TikToks and stuff that you do, but now you see these little hashtags and money signs. They turn these trends into monetary things where it's like, okay, you're the first person who put out this trend, and that's beautiful, where it's like, oh, I did it first. No, I did it first. No, you're just copying me. Well, with this blueprint of blockchain and digital currency and all this stuff, you can see who's been getting paid off that viral hit. Why? Because they were the first one to put it out, first one to hashtag it and all that. So like I said, you own the rights to what you create. Let's check this one out real quick on YouTube. But basically it creates a like mango stick. It takes a little bit time to load and stuff like that. Go check it out for yourself. All right, but it talks about how many views, how many likes it has, when it was posted, just the whole idea of you owning it. So like, this is just a stepping stone for what the future can hold. Do you understand what I mean? Like, this is not like perfectly done yet, but it makes sense in my mind where we own our own data. Because I always said that the cell phones we use only get made because we use them and give them the data. Okay, I don't want to rant too much here on YouTube. Like I said, I'm creating my Patreon, and that's where I will go deep into these articles, into these different, you know, things that are coming on to the chain and stuff like that. Because the blockchain is very important. It's not just about money. It's about information. It's about time. It's about so many, like, mentally we are moving away from the past of how we used to transact and communicate with each other. All right. Hope you guys appreciate the content. If you do, you know what to do. I'll see y'all later. Peace.